There are three things a gay always needs.
Craziest thing happened to me today.
We gotta know the tea. We gotta keep the tea. We gotta be the best friend.
Guess who I saw on the dating app the other day?
I'm so glad that phones cannot talk, because if my phone could talk, the secrets that it would tell.
Wow, I really was blessed with good looks. Like, look at me.
Welcome back to another episode of Good Day Gay. I don't know what the hell was happening with that.
I don't know what happened.
Why was it echoing? I think StreamYards, get it together. You sent me this update. I logged into the thing today, and it was like, StreamYards has gone to the Mars because we have X, Y, and Z happening now on the platform. Well, guess what? You also have echoing intros, and hopefully it doesn't come out like this on Spotify.
But I mean, actually, that's a good point. But I mean, like, look, we have YouTube view and we have phone view. So if you're watching us on your phone, hopefully you have a nice view, right?
Yes. You know what? Let me press mute on my laptop because I don't trust StreamYards as far as I can throw them. Yeah, look, StreamYards, you got me when I re-signed up on accident when you had the annual renewal, because I was going to switch platforms, but
maybe that's a season 5 thing, or maybe we wait.
5.
We wait for the sponsorship.
For real. Everybody, welcome to season 4, episode 1 of Good Day Gay. I'm Russell Ray, along with my co-host Pauly B.
Pauly
What's
B.
up, Pauly B?
How you guys going? Good day, gay, to all the gay millennials out there. How is it
all
going?
The gay millennials, good day. Season 4 premiere. This episode is Trick or Triceps, getting Halloween body ready with a special guest today. So we have a special guest who will be joining us. But first of all, I want to catch up with you. What are you doing for Halloween? Do you have any plans?
What am I doing for Halloween?
Yeah.
There's a party here in Melbourne. It's like, I guess, like, you know, here in Australia, Halloween is starting to become bigger, I guess. Like, you know, you see kids dressing up more, you see families going out more and doing like trick-or-treating. Like, it really is becoming a thing in Australia now, like costumes. You can buy like the candy and like the packets and stuff. But what am I doing? I am going to dress up as, I think it's going to be a fairy. I don't know. I'm the most laziest like Halloween dresser ever. I'm just like, what is the cheapest, easiest costume that I can reuse clothes in my closet and just look good? So I think I'm going to be like a double denim gangster kind of fairy. Like,
I'm offended.
Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, because you love Halloween.
Yes.
I know. And here's me doing like my half-assed Halloween, like trying to be Halloween body ready, yet I'm eating like a chocolate croissant. Like.
Meanwhile, I've been starving for 2 weeks. I haven't eaten anything. I've had nothing but water and ice chips. You would think I was pregnant.
That's what I need to do.
Someone with a really nice body is running by the house right now with no clothes on, and that is
damn you, LA.
Damn, Daniel. Well, first of all, we're LA adjacent. People don't claim Long Beach as LA, right? We're a little bit
true.
We have a little bit more, just a little bit more something in Long Beach. Anyways, so you're going to the party? That's what you're doing.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, me and my friends. That's pretty much it. Me and my partner. We'll get into that later. Yeah, we can just plug that for a little while and then we'll get back into that later. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing too big. And then it's a public holiday here in Melbourne on the Tuesday.
Do you guys get paid for that?
Yeah, girl.
Reason 1126 why you should move to Australia. You get paid for Halloween and you get the day off. Do you get the day off?
No, wait, it's not a public holiday for Halloween. It's a public holiday for like the Melbourne Cup. It's like a Melbourne, yeah, like horse racing. It's the race that stops the nation. Yeah, so we get paid for that and a day off.
Okay,
but fair. Yeah, come to Australia, move to Australia.
Baby, I have been waiting for this moment. I'm just waiting for the podcast to blow up and for us to reach 100,000 followers on Instagram. And if you have not followed us on Instagram or TikTok, head over to @GoodDayGayPodcast. Over here, we're throwing a party. We are literally 24 hours away from the start of the party. We have a huge Halloween party every year.
It's this weekend.
It's tomorrow. Yes.
Oh shit.
So if you look behind me, our theme is
I love it. I love it.
Dia de los Muertos. So we have the ofrenda behind us. Everyone who's coming will be bringing pictures of their loved ones to go on the bottom shelf.
Oh,
I have Shane's grandparents over here. My grandparents are right here. And then my stepdad is right there.
Hello. Hola.
Hey everybody. So yes, the rest of the house, actually, there's a lot going on. We have like arches, banners, there's a lot. So I'll be making chilaquiles, we'll have empanadas, we'll have like chicken taquitos, and then I'll make guacamole. And then tonight I'm making the pumpkin pie cheesecake filled pan dulce for the party. So,
yum. Okay, well, I just want to say two things. One, I'm really craving empanadas right now. And two, like your Halloween decorations, like from memory, have like upped it from last year. So
thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, there's always a theme, but I think this might be a theme for a couple years.
Yeah, no,
we might
I love
stick
it
with it because we don't have to rip everything down on Halloween day like we normally do to put all this up on Halloween night for Day of the Dead.
Yes.
Tomorrow or like the day after. Anyways, we're talking about all like the big bag snack foods that I'm going to be having tomorrow. But before that, let's welcome Raul the trainer. Paul, give us a little briefing on Raul. How do you know each other? Where did you meet him? XYZ. Is his body nicer? Is your body nicer? What's happening?
So Raul and I met when I was living in Adelaide. I was training at Revel Training Prospect. Shout out to Revel Training Prospect. Yeah. And the thing I love about Raul is like he really strikes that balance of, you know, learning to love your body, but also learning to love life. And so I guess like that was one of the things that I wanted to sort of like talk about in today's episode. You know, there's us gays that are like, you know, it's a thing that gays are blessed with body dysmorphia. And so we've got a Halloween party next week. We know that we're going to take our shirts off. So that's like literally causing anxiety in our mind. But then at the same time, you know, I love trainers like Raul, who is like, you know, you can eat the chocolate croissant, which I probably shouldn't be, but you can eat the chocolate croissant. You can love your body. You can train hard and you can still be like a healthy person. And so that's why I was like, I think that what we're striving today is to not tell the gays to like starve yourself and drink ice cubes and eat water. The other way around.
In Los Angeles, that's not going to happen.
But we're just trying to say,
water,
like,
ice cube, Ozempic, and a diet pill that gets you through the day, okay?
Yeah, bring that shit to Australia. But yeah, so that's how I met Raul, and he's great. CrossFit trainer, just amazing. So yeah.
All right, y'all. Without further ado, let's welcome Raul to the show.
Where is he? Oh, there.
We had to give you a crowd cheer. So welcome to the show, Raul. I know we kind of briefed before the show, but I didn't want to get into it too much because I like to be as spontaneous and genuine as I can when it comes to bringing people on the show. So where are you at right now? You're in Adelaide?
Yes, I am in boring Adelaide. Not as lucky as Paul. He's moved into a much more exciting city of Melbourne. By the way, he gets to have this public holiday next week, which nowhere else in Australia gets to have. So very jealous.
Oh my God, I breathed in too deep because it was long story, whatever. Pause.
Usually it's me with the cough. But yeah, today it's Russ.
It's me. Oh my God. Am I the drama? Is it me? Okay.
You are.
So you're in Adelaide. Is that where you were born and raised, or did you come from a different territory?
We'll go down the quick story. So okay. I'm from Chile, so originally from South America.
I love that.
I lived actually in the US for a little while when I was younger. So yeah, first years of my life lived other coast though. Lived over in Miami. So bit of East Side, West Side rivalry right now.
Yes.
Yeah, for Chile, and then my parents moved here when I was 13, and yeah, we've stayed in Adelaide. I do love Adelaide. It's good fun. It's probably got a good mix of like big city, small city vibes. So yeah, been here for quite a while.
Love that. When did you start training?
Yeah, so I was probably like, I've got the opposite story. There's probably lots of trainers. I didn't grow up doing much fitness. When I was 18, I had a situation that made me have to learn how to do some self-defense. So kickboxing and MMA. But after years of doing that, I was at uni, and I just was going to the uni bar too much, having too much fun. We all do, right? We spend more time at the uni bar than at the uni lectures. And one day I had a lecture that I would go, a tutorial, which is like a post-lecture class, and it was building that had 5 stories. And I always talk about this because I remember to this day I would hate that feeling of walking those 5 flights of stairs, and then you feel embarrassed because you're all sweaty and you don't want to like you're self-conscious about yourself. So I had enough of those days added up that I decided, what, I need to lose weight, and I lost about 40 kilos. And after that, really got into fitness. So yeah, that was probably at the age of 21.
Wow.
Nice.
40 kilos. Good for you. Congrats on that. That's a big accomplishment. People don't even sometimes like to take that first step, or don't know how to take that first step.
Yeah.
Or it's like a subconscious thing of where they're like, people get nervous to get in the gym for the first time, and they think that they look ridiculous. But in reality, I feel like, and I don't know if you can agree to this, but I feel like I'm cool with anybody being in the gym, lifting any type of weight, as long as you keep it moving. If you're on your phone, that's when I'm going to beat you up, because there's no reason that we should be I'm working out my thumbs today. Like, get off the machine. You've been there for 10 minutes and you've only done 2 sets.
Okay, we just have to plug right now that we're only 12 minutes in, and Russ's rant.
Already ranted.
Russ's rant has started 12 minutes in. Russ's rant.
So do you agree with that? Like, anybody can do anything. It's just what makes a problem in the gym for people who come in or the veterans, for example, are when people come in and they're just taking their time and moseying around instead of finding a gym partner or finding help to help them, propel themselves into a fitness plan.
I think we've got the series and the unseries here, but there's 2 huge issues now at the gym. Yeah, you get people scrolling on their phone, going for TikTok for too long. But then you got the other issue now where people, are setting up whole video productions.
Yes.
Hogging the equipment.
May
or may not involve me.
I'm part of the problem. I'm aware of it. Yeah, I think those 2 issues nowadays in the gym are very different issues that we didn't used to face 10 years ago.
This is true. Well, you know what I have though, when I set up my little setup, I have a remote. So like it's a tripod that the remote slides into the tripod. So like, and mind you, like I'm holding my tripod like this, like it's ready to go. I just got to pull the legs out, boom, and it falls open, right? And then I get on my machine, load up everything, and I just click it on, click it off, keep it moving forward, so I can like follow that progress. So I don't know if you have that, but I highly recommend if you're taking time to set up a tripod.
I feel like one thing as well. So, we were talking about people that are like, they go into the gym and they're like, they might not want to train, or they're like nervous or shy, but you're going into the gym now and you're seeing these people like setting up a full tripod, setting up a ring light, like recording and stuff. Like, I don't know, like Raul, what's your advice to like people that are like nervous, but they see that in the gym? Like, how do you navigate that essentially? Like, to be like, I want to go over there, but I don't want to like be in that person's video. Like, what's your, I don't know, how would you navigate that, right? Like, because I'm trying to get Halloween body ready for the gay party, and I can't go over there because I'm going to be featured in a video.
With no NDA.
So what I like to tell a lot of clients is that I guess one of the things that is really different now is we have these problems, but we also have the more benefit. I'm not sure what it's like over in America, but here in Australia, there are so many gyms now. So with a lot of like online clients, I'll recommend that they go to a gym that's maybe not the more well-known one if they feel uncomfortable in their bodies. Okay. And you in those gyms, you're probably not going to get 17 influencers, and people lifting really big, scary weights. You'll probably, maybe have a couple of mums and dads that are training and, one or two other people, but you'll have that more relaxed environment that will make for you to go to. Because I think, unfortunately, if you are going to the more popular spots, which have their own benefit as well, like I get that, probably easier to meet someone or whatever, but you're going to have that issue where you're going to have people that, do bring their cameras. And sometimes also, like, people now dress, I don't want to say dress up, people look good to go to the gym now.
Yeah.
Like, people now, you're going there and, people look amazing. Like, you got fitness models, left, right, and center, and you're comparing yourself to that on day one. It's not going to do great things for your ego.
Yeah. And I think, like, I myself have dealt with the gays, of course. We always deal with body dysmorphia. So you're right. We do tend to compare ourselves to other people. And it wasn't until like maybe a year ago where I was like, I can only go as far as I can go and push my body as far as it'll go. And I'm only going to grow as fast as my body will grow, because half of what you see now on the internet is people on steroids. And only about 30% of them own up to it and will actually speak about it. And I admire those people, because they're like, yo, I've done 2 or 3 cycles through my lifetime, so I can get size, because I was the size of a pinky finger and I wanted to be the size of a thumb. So, they're realistic about it, versus before, when I don't know if you guys remember Shreds. It was a brand. It was huge over here, like early 2010. And all the Shreds influencers were like, we're natural. We take these supplements. We're natty. We're natty. We're natty. Come to find out, like, all of them were on steroids. I worked with one of them at In-N-Out Burger, and his mood swings were left and right. The back knee was bad. It was all terrible. So how these boys now have beautiful bodies and no back knee on whatever steroids they're using, like, shout out to y'all, because it looks good. But what? Before we continue on in this tangent, let me just say, let's get into it. We're actually speaking about getting Halloween ready. Where I'm going with this is gonna fall in later in the segments. So yeah, girl, and how can we get that out of Paul's mouth and get him onto the stair climber? Because it's not what the people want to see. It's time. Halloween is in less than 10 days. What can we do to be ready, not bloated, get that nice pump going? What can we focus on? What is not so much of a big deal for your Halloween costumes? Are crash diets a thing? Do they work? Are detoxes a thing? Do those work? What should be 2 goals that people should have between now and Halloween day to get their body to look the way that they want?
Sure. So this is purely advice if you're just trying to lean out in a quick sort of way. So I guess your first place would be just, looking at the macros of the foods that you're eating to start with. So if you're eating a lot of carbs absorb more water and they retain water in your body. So if you're looking to lean out just that immediate weight, I would swap, bad carbs for healthier ones. So try and have more vegetables instead of so many breads and pastas and rices and things like that, which are just going to retain more water in your body. Another thing you can do is, try and have a bit more fiber-rich food, which help you out again with leaning out a little bit. And as far as like getting a bit of a pump, like a really good supplement that doesn't get talked about enough, beetroot extract is really good for increased blood flow. Probably something that we recommend to any fellas out there who struggle a little bit with, always being, up and ready to action downstairs with their man below. It will increase blood flow.
Wait. Can we just take wind it back a little bit?
We're moving on. Keep going. Talk about it. I love it.
So you said beetroot extract.
Yeah, beetroot extract. It helps increase blood flow in the body.
I'm gonna add that.
Okay,
to the shopping
so
list.
hold on.
So it not only will it help with your pump below, it'll help with all pumps.
Okay, so it helps with the pump below. Elaborate.
Yeah. Just so a lot of the issues where people have, we're getting into a deep conversation here straight away.
No, let's get into it.
We're gay.
I'm here to provide. We're not messing around here.
We're gay. We want to know how to get pumped.
Yeah. So a lot of the reason why people struggle with getting it up at time. Sometimes it's psychological, but sometimes it's just a blood flow issue. So if you can have things that improve your blood flow, you will have less of an issue there.
Love that. Please, everybody note that. Ladies, if you're listening and your man is having problems, get him some beetroot extract.
Yeah. And you can get that in like a powder. You get that in like
like most health supplement stores will have it.
That makes so much sense.
There are different variations of it. Just do your research, and you'll find things.
Not me on Amazon, like
same
so
day
beetroot
delivery
powder, or does it have to be beetroot powder extract? Like, does the word extract have to be in the formulation?
Yeah, to get I guess more of a original compound, I would put extract there.
Got it.
And
it's
what you just drink it with water? Sorry.
You just combine it. It's I guess it's the ingredient that is in lots of those. I guess sometimes you might buy supplements that like increase the pump. You might see some of those. It's the ingredient in those supplements. So just go straight to the source.
Okay, so with a heavier blood flow, does this help? And we're moving away from the man downstairs. So does this help like increase the look of your muscle size like in a short amount of time?
Yeah, so I guess once you have that in your system, if you're going to the gym and you're like, let's say you're getting a pre-pump before your Halloween party,
yes,
it would just help with that pump. You just get a better pump essentially.
Got it. Okay, so noted. So beetroot extract, check. Okay, now and then higher fiber, check. That's going to help with the bloating, correct?
Yep. Help with the bloating. Lowering your starchy carb intake is also going to help because you're going to retain less water leading into it. And then keeping your water flow high throughout the day. So sometimes people stop, intaking water, then that makes your body retain to whatever it has a bit more. So make sure that you keep water intake.
Can you like debunk one thing for me? Because always in my mind, when I'm like, I have a holiday coming up or I've got a party coming up that I know I'm going to take my shirt off at or whatever, for some reason, I have it in my mind that I have to have green shakes. And I literally have green shakes for breakfast every day. Like, is that bad?
Same.
No,
Same.
It's not bad. I think green shakes can sometimes be more glorified than what they're doing for you. But I guess one of the things that those green shakes would have that we've already spoken about is they would have fiber. So you're getting a lot of those benefits from them. Sometimes there's like behavioral things that are happening when people are having shakes. Sometimes when you decide you're having this thing that doesn't taste great, you're also like, well, I'm not going to have that and then eat shit the rest of the day. So there's like a bit of a, flow-on effect that's happening because you're having this. You're probably more committed to the diet. You're less likely to maybe buy an extra chocolate, croissant.
Yes.
I'm going to have another bite.
Oh my goodness. I had a question right on the tip of my tongue. And
what happened?
It had to do with something that you just said. Oh, let me break down my morning shake for you and tell me if I'm doing too much or not enough. So I take Muscle Tech Mass Gainer. I do 3 scoops of protein powder. I do a half a cup of frozen berries. I do 1 tablespoon, teaspoon, a little bit less. A teaspoon or 2 of chia seeds. I do a cup or a half a cup of oatmeal, and then I do cold pressed green juice. And then I'll either add almond milk or I'll do almond milk water or sugar-free juice.
How does that all fit?
Yeah, that's how much protein is in on each scoop?
That's a great question. Please hold. I'll be right back. Let me check.
Ready to take over the world every day. Far out.
Wow. I feel like there are so many insights happening right now. I think one thing I want to get into later, though, is like, okay, so we're talking about the week or whatever, because we literally are a week out. I was just saying, Russ, like, after this, I want to get into, like, okay, what do we do on the day of Halloween as well? But tell us what your protein intake looks like.
So it says a serving size is 6 scoops, which comes out to 44 grams of protein. So I'm like at 22 because I only do 3 scoops.
Okay.
How big is a scoop? 6 scoops.
Please
show me that.
Welcome to my tutorial. This is my unboxing.
Are we sponsored? Wow. That's a big 6 scoops. Shit.
It's Mass Gainer. Because look, here's my goal. I have always been small. I've always been small. So I'm trying to be like heavy pecs. My arms like fluctuate in size, but I want them to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But I also travel a lot for work, so it doesn't. It's very inconsistent. But I the only thing I can be consistent with is those protein shakes. Like I can take those with me everywhere I go, and that's like the only consistent thing that I have. But am I doing too much? Is that not enough? Where am I at?
For sure, Russ. Look, I think what you're asking is something that a lot of people often wonder, and I'm going to answer this a different way. One meal doesn't dictate like what you're doing in like really as far as your nutrition. It's about the whole day. So what I like about the shake that you're talking about is you've got a decent amount of protein in there. You've got some fiber. You've got lots of good nutrients. So you've got lots of good things. But yeah, that shake is fine as it is. But really, people, what they have to be wondering as far as their nutrition is, how does that fit into the entirety of your day?
Got it.
So for example, sometimes people will put a lot of effort on their shake or their breakfast, but then maybe they don't eat lunch, or they eat something shitty for lunch or something shitty for dinner. And I think, people really need to look at the whole of their day instead of just looking at like one meal.
So I know the issue for me is I don't eat terrible. Like I really don't. Like a lot of times I'll meal prep white rice. Like I don't even put anything on my broccoli. I just roast it in the pan, and then I do a seasoned chicken. The issue is number one, I never knew how to count my macros, my fats, and all those things. So there's that. But also, like, I tend to not drink water. And then when I do, I drink a lot of water on the front end, and then I drink a lot of water on the back end, because when I'm working, I'm always going. So like, what can people do not only to increase their water intake, but what can they also do? Which I used to drink a lot of water, and people used to make fun of me for my gallon, so I stopped carrying it, and I feel like that's what happened. It got hell of annoying. But like, what are snacks that they can supplement, that they can eat on the go? Like they can just keep in their pocket. Like, is it nuts? Is it protein bars? Are protein bars the fat? Like what would you suggest?
Yeah, for sure. Look, I think as far as getting your protein intake up, we live in a time right now where I'm not sure what it's like in America, but here in Australia, it feels like you can buy protein and
everything.
Protein added everything. You got protein,
everything,
chips, protein, whatever.
Yogurt.
This pillow has protein in it. It's crazy.
I have protein in me now. What?
The new iPhone 16 comes with protein as well.
So as far as that, I think protein bars, they're not a fat. Like they do contain the amount of protein. The only thing I would say to some people, if they're trying to be mindful of like staying lean for, let's say, a party, some of those protein bars do have a lot of sugar. That not all. It's just about learning to read the back of the label. You basically you want about 10 grams of protein for every 100 calories that you're eating. That's a good tip that people can take away. So if you look at a protein bar and it has, it's 300 calories, you would want at least 30 grams of protein in there. And if it has less than that, so if it has less than 10 grams per 100 calories, then it's probably more of a glorified candy bar than an actual protein.
Okay. Oh, so the Snickers bar that Humberto got yesterday after the gym was probably not a good idea. At the Tiki Humby on Instagram. So everybody go run over there and shame him.
Wait, before we move on though, we need to change, Raul, your can we change your name on your logo to your socials?
Yes.
So what's your socials? Plug your socials.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to follow, it's Raul the Trainer on Instagram, TikTok, all social media.
And you do have funny content as well.
I try.
Is that
right? I'm the problem we were talking about earlier. I'm the person with other people filming skits.
Oh my God. I want to be friends with you, because I feel like no one ever wants to do that with me at the gym. They always look at me like, look at this mighty cone over here in the corner. And I'm like, damn, what did I do? What did I do to you? I don't even know you.
It's funny. I had a client who we were filming quite a lot of skits like 2-3 years ago. And it was just so good because we both just didn't care about like just doing it in public. And
same energy.
I would bring other people in to do the skits with me, and some people just get so in their head, and I'm like, trust me, like people, if they see you doing something like that, they want to avoid you. Trust me. Like, they don't want to make eye contact.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the podcast. It's hard to get people on because they're like, oh, I don't want to be on camera. And I'm like, I mean, you're cute. And then when they're not, I'm like, well, even though you're not cute, like you have a good personality.
We literally, before we go on the podcast, like Russ and I like look at each other and look at ourselves and we're like, why am I so ugly?
We're like,
Like,
oh
wait.
God, this lighting today. Jeez. Hold on. Before we continue on the tangent, now that we talked about what to do, how to get your stuff together, what is a 10-day goal that someone should have who's trying to get to where they're at? What do they need to absolutely zero in on that most people skip to get that Halloween ready?
Sure thing. So I think a lot of the times, regardless if it's Halloween or something different, people focus on the end goal. So like, people want to go, I want to lose kilos or whatever it is, right? Or I want to have a six-pack. And I think something that's more helpful is focusing on what process can I have that will give me the most likelihood of getting closer to that goal. So for example, if my goal was to lean out, then you would go, okay, well, every day, let's focus on having, five vegetables every day, because right now maybe I'm having, and then you would swap the bad carbs for better carbs. A different goal might be, well, let's try and focus on having 2 liters of water in whatever way that goes. And earlier you'd mentioned, how can I get my water intake up? I'm not sure what it's like there in the US, but here in Australia, there's lots of pretty fancy water bottles that become pretty popular, which some of them I think look too big. Frank, is that Frank Green?
No, this is Yeti, of course. Yeti.
But you can get yourself like one of those, and even though they look really big, what's good about them is you
know the amount,
and then you make sure your goal to get it done to drink.
Yeah, so I do like 3 of these a day because this is a liter. So I'm like, if I get 3 of these in a day, like 1 before lunch, 1 after lunch. So essentially, I try to drink 1 of these like every 4 hours, and then I've done 3 liters in the day.
So I had a gallon. The thing was, it was massive. It was literally as big as my protein. Like,
right? Yeah.
It was like this, and it had a handle, and it had a straw.
Okay, we get it. It's big. We get it. It's big.
There's a lot of blood flow. That's why. But it had a handle. It had a straw, and every time I go from place to place that I needed to, and I would pick it up, I'd be like, oh, this is still heavy. Take a few sips. And so I was able to get through a gallon and a half a day. But then I got tired of hearing, oh, you think that's enough water? Oh, how many times do you have to pee a day? And I'm like, and then I would ignore them. Be like, did you hear what I said? I was like, yeah, I ignored you because I hate your question. And then I just got sick of it. So I stopped carrying it. So I started carrying like a smaller one like Paul has. And I think that's hilarious that you guys call that big. And it just like sits on my stuff all day. Like I just move it from place to place and I barely even slip out of it.
Yeah, look, I mean, if somebody's really feeling self-conscious about something like that, I would keep one of those.
Just tell them to go to therapy.
Like go easier water bottle.
Okay.
Okay, I wanted to talk about something as well. So I know, like, because let's take it away from Halloween and let's just go back to like life. Like, let's all live healthy lives. So, like, I know for me, like, one thing that I've struggled with in the past few months is I've moved to Melbourne, and obviously when you move somewhere new, and I love food, like I love food, and here in Melbourne, like really good South American food, like amazing Mexican, amazing like Colombian food, Brazilian food. Like I'm constantly eating here, and I know that I've put on weight. Like, okay, you don't need to tell me I put on weight because I know I put on weight. But like, I know for me, if I keep that goal in my head, like you said, like, okay, if I eat healthy every day, if I don't get 3 scoops of ice cream when I go to Messina, like if I actually do the run, like in the workouts, like run, like don't walk, like realistically, when do you start to see results essentially? Because I know for me, I start to, if I really stick to something, it's a 2-week mark when I see results in myself.
Yeah. So I think what you're bringing up is a really good question that I think a lot of people struggle with. So fat loss realistically happens really slowly. So your body's realistically only going to lose about 500 grams of body fat. This isn't weight on the scale. This is actual body fat, about a week. And if that's if you're doing like a pretty harsh calorie deficit, so we have about 500 calories per day. So
Damn.
it would take you, let's say, 2 weeks to see a 1 kilo body fat difference. Now, sometimes people get carried away with maybe they've started, dropping their carbohydrate intake up. And now they jump on the scale the next day and they're like, oh, I lost 2 kilos. But that's water weight. And people get,
water.
They forget that water is also part of your total body weight. So just having realistic goals of 0.5 kilo a week is a good realistic goal that most people should be aiming for per week.
Okay.
And I think sometimes people get so blindsided by, I want this to happen in 21 days. Well, look, you're still going to be living after those 21 days. Just give yourself a slightly longer goal and be okay with taking there, and then you'll reach it, and then you'll be happy. You'll be more thankful for the body you got, and yeah.
What about the people who have like, even though I have busy schedule, there are times where I have like a lot of times I will have a 2-hour block where I can go to the gym. But what about those people who don't have those time frames to do things? What if they only have 30 minutes a day? Like what should they be focused on that will really get their goals done? Should they work on a split? Do they need to work on isolation 5 days a week? What would you recommend for those 30-minute people, and how many rest days?
Yeah, sure thing. So I would say 2 things. The first one is if your goal is like to lean out or to lose weight, then you don't have to give the gym your entire attention. Your nutrition needs the biggest effort and focus that you could give it, because that's where you're going to see your biggest return. And what you should focus on is just moving more. So this is where I really like to have goals for people. So if you're an average person and let's say you're getting only 3,000 to 5,000 steps a day, something that you can do without having to take any extra time is you could maybe have the goal of, let's go to 7,000 or 8,000 steps a day. And then over time, build that up to, 8,000 or 10,000 steps a day. And that's something that you can do by, let's say you're at work, you park a little bit further from wherever you're at. Let's say you go to the shops, you don't park straight at the front, you park a little bit further, you do a couple more walks throughout different aisles. You do those little things that you can do without having to extra time to the gym. And something that I really like, if you are going to the gym, is to do full body splits. Sometimes if you're someone who hasn't built that consistency where you're going 2 to 3 times or 3 to 5 times a week, some people will just hit arms and then they'll forget their legs, or they'll just do core and they, again, strategically skip the legs. I'm guilty. So by doing full body split, if you do miss sessions, at least you've worked out most things in your body. So you've done, something like for your front, for your back, and for your legs and your core every time.
Do you all have the Heavy app in Australia? It's HEVY.
I'm aware of it, yeah, but I don't think it's overly popular.
Okay, because that is starting to pick up traction over here. I personally just started on that. I've always been a write it down paper and like notebook type person. But what I've noticed is with this Heavy app, you can type in the exact exercise that you're doing. It'll pop up. You get like 4 free routines before you have to sign up for $2.99 a month, which I just signed up for 2. I have for the routines. And you can add your timers in there. Ironically, it makes the grinder noise. So if you should definitely have your headphones on. If you set the timer, it's like and everyone's like, this is the timer. So Ryan, I don't know if you know what Grinder is. It's a gay app. And it makes that.
Sorry, I just need to plug something right now, because recently in pop culture, Christina Aguilera did a collab with Grindr. Did you see that? She did a collab with Grindr. So to replace the Grindr noise of "roop," it was like Christina Aguilera being like, "Come on over," like. Oh,
and the gays are eating it up.
The gays are eating up. All right, I think we need to go into.
Hold on. I just want to. I'm piggybacking off what I was saying. If you can download the Heavy app, if you have access for it in Australia as well as the States, download it. Work on, what did you say? Split program. A full body split. Insert the. Oh, you know what? It actually worked for people who want the free one, because it gives you 4 days. I think 4 days is solid for a new timer to the gym. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so the 4 days. Put in your workouts in there. keep yourself accountable. It allows you to progressively overload and keep track of everything that you've done, including how far you've run on the, I'm looking at the app right now, how far you've run on the treadmill, what you've done on the stair climb, how many steps you've done on the stair climber, how many calories you burned. You can track all that in this app. It allows you to. And it also gives you a video demonstration of the form that you
nice. That's good.
So thank you for touching on that, because you know, like this app, and we are not being paid to promote this app. I'm just saying it has helped me, and I have been going to the gym for years. But it's actually helped me increase my chest press, my squat. Hasn't really helped me on calves, baby, because these calves just don't do nothing. Okay, just not going nowhere. Okay,
you need the Filipino calves.
I do need the Filipino calves.
We're all just born with massive calves. I don't know how, but okay, wait, sorry. Now my ADHD brain is literally like thinking about all the things. So first thing, like another good app that I used when I was away was the Nike training app. It's
the Nike training app. Okay, go ahead.
Stop it. I don't know, Raul, if you've seen the Nike training app, but it's like
the running one or the exercise one.
The exercise one, because you can plug in there like how much time you're going to, like, I want a 30-minute workout. I only have my body weight. I want to focus on this muscle group, like, and it gives you a workout with someone that talks to you. Like, it was good, you know, like when I was, that one. Exactly. Cool.
NCC, like on the App Store, it's called NCC.
NCC. Okay, but I just wanted to touch on now, like, we've all talked about like really good stuff on like how to get Halloween day prep ready, but all of that's going to go out of my brain after I eat this chocolate croissant. What do we do on the day of Halloween to be like ready?
If we're planning on drinking as well, like we need all of like the Spark Notes version of what can we do.
And also we need energy. So like, how do we have energy to party but still look skinny but not look fat, but like
pre-workout, a scoop in the morning and a scoop before the party?
Raul was like, this is all wrong.
I think I'll answer this by saying that this brings in the conversation of why it's probably good for people to have. We'll go back one step. Sometimes people have a bad relationship with food, and a lot of people don't like the idea of tracking calories because they think it's restricting, the thing that it's gonna not allow them to eat things that they want to do. And all that calorie tracking is really doing is that it's just making you mindful of what you're eating, what you should eating, or how much food energy has or doesn't have. Now, the reason why I like that is because if you were to know how many calories you're having day to day, and then if you know you're in a little bit of a deficit on the day, right? Like if you eat that chocolate croissant on the day and you've been leaning out, like it's not like your body's just going to magically gain fat on that day, right? So want your muscles to be pumped up a little bit more on the day. Yes, that is the day to reintroduce those more starchy carbohydrates, but then sticking to everything else that we've been doing leading up to that. So I would bump up your calories a little bit more so you've got that more energy. Yeah, for sure. If you're going to party, double scoop your pre-workout, go crazy. But yeah, more than anything, your body needs calories for energy. So on that day, that would be the day where I would say, eat a little bit more, party or not.
And what about the day after when we're in pain? Do we power through? Do we get up and just push ourselves to go to the gym? Do we sit in the steam room? Do we give ourselves 2 to 3 days to recover? What do we do to get our bodies back to where it needs to be to get back into the gym post partying on Halloween?
Look, I'd be going over to you, Russ, and getting you to make me that shake that you make every morning, because that's probably like a good thing. You want something with lots of nutrients.
Okay.
You want something with lots of nutrients the next morning. Look, I'm a big believer that you should listen to your body on those kind of occasions. Like if your body is exhausted because you've been partying all night, like going to the gym, if you're not dedicated, maybe you should, just to keep building that dedication. But if you're someone who is dedicated and you're not going because you feel like shit, then listen to that and give yourself the rest day. Take that rest day guilt free, and then go back the next, keep going with your routine after that. Because when you delay those things and you kind of half do them, that's when you find that a lot of people be like tired again another day, and then you'll maybe you won't give that workout the next day, good effort, and you're kind of prolonging this like not 100% effort.
That look, I've definitely been there because what I do causes me to be overly tired sometimes, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go to push through. But I learned that personally, the one thing that I can push through when I'm low on energy is legs. For some reason, my legs can go through it. I could be hungover. I could be tired from hosting a show. I could be tired from traveling from one end of the world to the other end of the world. I can still push through legs. Biceps, chest press, back, not happening. I'm like, I'm fatiguing like this. But my legs will keep going, which maybe it's because I played sports my whole life and that's just how my body kind of just adapted. But okay, so rest if you need to rest. If you're dedicated and you think you can do a full out thorough workout, then go. If you don't feel like you can't do a thorough workout, don't go.
Yeah, I would say for most people, like if you are dedicated, I would take the rest. But if you are still building I call it building the dedication muscle, right? Like if you're still building that, then yes, you probably need to go. Even if it's just getting yourself in the gym and doing something is better than nothing, because for you, it's not about getting better at the workout. It's for you, it's getting better at getting to the gym.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's good advice. That's good advice.
And what are some overrated workouts that people do that you see all the time and you're like, stop doing that? What the hell are you doing? That people should avoid?
Sure. Look, I guess it's very different, like niche to niche in the fitness world. Like, so I'm going to say that maybe Paul might relate to now in the CrossFit world. Some fitness groups, like let's say if you're in a CrossFit environment or something like that, people love like going for a 1 rep max all the time. So like, and testing their strength, and that has a balance, but you don't need to do that every week. And I know that lots of people, when they first start going to the gym, they're testing the strength all the time. And you need to have a build phase and before you have a testing phase.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Because
no, it's good.
I don't have testing. I'm always like trying to build, and so how should
I guess regardless of your goal, right? If it's bodybuilding or more functional type training, I guess it's called progressive overload. You should week to week progressively overload what you're doing. So let's say if you're doing bench press, you might start with 3 sets of 12 at, I don't know, like let's say 50 pounds or 25 kilos. And then the next week you might drop your reps and do a little bit more weight. Then the next week you might drop your reps again. And you kind of use that method for all of your body. So that way you're always going heavy, which is going to be hard on the joints. And as you get older, that gets harder on the body. So I'm not sure how old you guys are, but at 36, I need to be mindful of how heavy.
You're 36?
36.
It's stuff it. We're gonna look like
my knees are like. I went to the doctor the other day because I was like, dude, let me tell you, this fine ass doctor. Okay, I was like, do I have arthritis? And he was like, no, you have tendinopathy, whatever, in your knees. And I was like, okay. So he's like, you should go to this person and they'll help you get it all out. He's like, but you have no tears. You're fine. I was like, oh, because I thought I was dying. I swear to you, you are thriving at 36. Let me just tell you, because 33 over here is a little rough. But your guys' protein and your produce and everything is so much different there versus here in America.
It really is.
Everything is front loaded with sugar. And it's so annoying because you can't find anything that's not front loaded with sugar. And it's like, like I said, everything has protein in it, right? So it's like Snickers bar, protein. But in reality, I don't think what people realize is that some of that is just purely marketing scheme, because most everything has a little bit of protein in it. So they're just slapping that on the front of something. And now your mind is conditioned to be like, it's protein, it's good.
Well, I think what Snickers did years ago, I mean, it could be different now, but let's say if your Snickers bar had 1 gram of protein, they can say has added protein bar. 2 grams of protein. You know, like, not a lot, but it's not a lot. And lots of different food companies will do that. They'll twist the truth a little bit.
Yeah, there was one
labels
video, and I never posted it. But it was like sticky notes on like everything that I could find in my house. And I was like, it got protein. I was like, girl, it got protein in it. Right. It was like, it's like gym girlies be like, girl, that's fine. I got protein in it. And it was like a little sticky note that said 10 grams of protein. And it was like it was like Doritos. But like it sucks because over here I noticed that over here I'm bloated. I'm like full. When I go to Spain, when I go to Australia, when I go to where else have I been? Where like Japan, never am I bloated. Like I can eat 3 loaves of bread and it's like nothing even happened to me. Over here, I have 1 sourdough with some avocado and it's over. Game over. Okay, so did we already talk about what's overrated gym workout wise?
Yeah.
100 maxes.
Okay. So overrated. Now what's underrated that people are like that like really will benefit them the most?
Yeah.
And propel them into what they want.
Yeah. Look, I think let's say if you're talking as you're getting older, doing things that are going to be important for your joints. So doing joint strength type exercises. So something that I would say is underrated is isometrics. So this is when you're doing like an exercise that you're holding. So for example, if you did a chin up hold at the top position, you're going to work your muscles, but you're also going to work a bit of like your joint, your elbow is going to get a bit of work from that. An isometric that most people would know would be a plank. So but you can do those isometrics for all different parts of the body. So something like a dead hang from a pull-up bar is going to be really great for your shoulders. It's going to lengthen your spine a little bit. Something like a squat hold at the bottom is going to be really good for your knees and your ankles. And these are the sort of things that some of those things you might need to do at the gym, but a lot of those things you don't have to do at the gym.
You can just do at home. So this is what you said was to like strengthen joints?
Yeah, strengthen your joints.
That's why my shoulders are so bad.
And if you are going to the gym all the time and you're constantly pushing your muscles with weights, the muscles unfortunately get stronger faster than the joints often do. And then that's where injuries come in. So you can do these small things that prevent those injuries from happening.
Nice.
Okay, so get it in, everybody. Like make sure not like that. Make sure you're working on those joints so that you don't end up going to the doctor.
The hot doctor.
Now here's the most important question that we have so far for you. How do you flirt at the gym? Like, no, here's the thing. How do you flirt with someone at the gym? Because obviously we're there to have business. I am that bitch. Like my hat is down. I'm like focused on getting and if someone bothers me, I'm like, what? Like, oh, I just want to work out. I just want to work out with you. No, you're not working with me. Which I'm really not that. I really do not like when people work in with me because unless I know them, and unless we're on like the same wavelength of like, okay, cool, we're timed, we're moving, we're getting through this. So like, which is people that are normally text and will meet at the gym to work out. How do you flirt with someone if you're interested in them and you're like, I really want to meet this person. I really want to get to I really need this person in my life.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm question a little bit, and maybe Paul will understand this. So I think that there are gyms where it's much easier to meet people, and there are gyms where it's much harder. Yes. So if you were to join a CrossFit gym, you will meet people, right? CrossFit gyms notoriously get a bit wild. I owned 2 of them in the past. Had a lot of drama with my members. We're sleeping with people. But my point is, like, chances are you're going to find it easier. It's a much easier break to just, chat to someone. You're both suffering through a workout. You've got that common bond. At a commercial gym, I think it's a tough ask nowadays.
It's creepy.
It's a tough ask.
Like it could be creepy. Like
okay,
I think like
it is not creepy.
No, but to get
What's
to
creepy
like
are the DMs that you send me of all these people's profiles. No, I'm just kidding.
Bitch, you send me all those profiles as well.
It's okay. How was it creepy?
No, so if we put it into the context that Raul said, like in a gym, like in a group fitness gym, like it really is easy to meet people. Like the other day, I literally was dying in the workout and I looked at the daddy next to me and he was dying as well. And I was just like, but then like, if I walked up to someone in a conventional gym and was like, like it's creepy.
Oh no. I get that. You know what? It's what's funny is like Shane meets everybody at the gym. He's like, oh, that's such and such, and that's such and such, and that's such and such. And I'm like, who? What? Like I talk to this many people at the gym. If you are not coming to the gym with me, I'm not meeting you because I don't know why. I think, like you said, it's creepy. I think it's weird to walk up to someone and be like, "Hey, bro, that's a good set. Your pump looks really good." I'm like, "What?"
But I think that's like literally me and my boyfriend are the same. Where like I am friends with everyone, and he's like you, like doesn't talk to anyone. Like people literally say
That's
to
just
me
at the
like,
gym though.
no,
I can talk
like
to anybody anywhere. Like you sit me at a table with random people, I'm like, "What's up, girl? How you doing?" I'm Russ. But like, it's weird at the gym, like you were saying. Like it is. I know I was defending it, but it is weird because I'm like,
question for both of you. So I don't know. I'm just going to assume the dynamics are different. Like if I'm chatting up to a girl versus like in the gay world, can you guys hit it? Like, is it all right to just hit on each other? Is it like look down upon? Like, how does it work?
Well, in the gay world, it starts like this.
If you're a creepy fucker, if they're not smooth and don't have that confidence, like it comes off just as creepy if they're hitting on a girl at the gym. And that girl's getting hit on by a lot of people as well. It's like the volume, right? Where it is different.
No, so in the gay world, it really does start like you're like. It's a scam. It's a scam. You're like, are they looking at me? Like, not all sweaty
it's
like
really
this.
the scan. Yeah, it's really the scan. But
and then it's
like
the lingering one where it's like, and then they walk away into the sunset, and you're like, why did you look at me so long?
Yeah, and then it evolves into like they'll put their stuff in the locker next to your locker so that you're like standing next to each other in the locker room. Like Russ knows how it is.
Yeah.
But before we before we I think like we have to go into what's it called? Oh no, soon. But one thing I do want to call out is I do have a friend, and she is a fitness influencer. Here in Melbourne, and she like what you said, Ro, like she gets hit on, like, but she gets hit on her content, like in her videos as well, if that makes sense. Like she'll post something and then someone will just straight up sexual comment in the comments, like it is a bit uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? Like we need to not be creepy, guys.
I think as a general rule, right? Like if you're a guy and you're hitting on a girl and you want it to actually be successful, just like I've always thought about this, like with the honking the horn thing, right? Like, let's say you're driving, right? Like you're driving and you honk the horn to like a girl, right? Like, what do you expect to happen? Do you know, like, is that girl just going to turn around and be like, no one's ever honked their horn that way? Do you know what I mean? Like, she's just going to drop her panties. Like, what do you actually think will happen if you do this action?
Well, I know.
Especially if you have a bitch ass horn that's like.
Well, I know if someone honks their horn, I'm always the one that's like, me? Me?
Oh my God.
I'll see you in the locker room.
Taco Bell, I'll see you there.
Oh gosh.
No, okay, look, I think here's the thing, right? I was in a fraternity, and so like I was around a lot of bros, and then I came out like later. And so I tried to get into the mindset of straight men, and like not only that, but like fratty type of straight men, because that's a certain type of man. Not that the boys that I was surrounded with were like that, but other fraternities that we interacted with were like that. And I think the whole thing behind like the horn honking is that they're hoping that like there's almost this quick-witted tongue, like just with like an example, like, right? So like horn honking, you said horn honking, a cat call, whatever. I think the mentality behind that is like for them to be funny and like turn it on the guy themselves, and for them to make the guy the butt of the joke, which in my mind, I'm like, you're an idiot. Like you could literally walk up and be like, hey, like that's a nice outfit. Like I've seen guys do like, I really like that outfit, and they just keep moving. And the girl's like, wait, come back and talk to me. Like you just commented and walked away with no expectations. And it's like this reverse psychology type situation.
Here's like, I think that if there are any guys that are listening that like are hitting on girls, right, we live in a world where everyone just uses their phone for everything, right? Like, so instead of like on someone, you'll now do the old, like, you'll go on Instagram, you'll follow them, you'll like maybe send a fire emoji, maybe that starts a conversation, right? Like, I was with a friend the other day, right? And we were at the bar, and I said to them, I'm like, he's like, oh, that girl's like, you know, she's really hot. And I'm like, oh, just, you know, you should give her your number and be like, look, send me a text if you want, you know, and if you're not interested, that's cool. But, you know, I've had friends in the past do that and they've had success just because there's a lot of people that aren't getting that face-to-face interaction anymore. And if you just find the thing that everyone's not doing, you'll probably, I think, have a lot more success.
I don't know if you know the gay version of, like, you know, following people and fire emoji, because obviously the gays do that as well. But the thing with the gays is you see a hot person at the gym, you walk past someone in the street, the first thing that gay is going to do is this. Are they on Grindr? Are they on Grindr? It's the worst. It's the
like
worst.
the instant, like, I gotta find, they must be on here somewhere.
Yeah.
But on there, you automatically switch to sniffies, and it's like, are they on here?
Raul was like,
I don't know if it's the person or not.
Raul was like, these gays are crazy. They want to be ripped in one day. They're just like, they're trying to kill me. Should we move into Oh No?
We should move into Oh No, because I just got a text message that just makes you say Oh no.
Oh no, what? Can you share?
We'll let you go first, and then I'll go, and then Raul can go after us. So, welcome to our Oh No moment of the week, where things happen to us, or you see something that just makes you say, "Oh no." Paul, what is your Oh No moment of the week?
I need to think of an Oh No moment of the week. So, Raul, do you have, like? It doesn't have to be of the week. Like, can you recall like a time when you've gone like, oh no, or like something's happened to a friend and you're like, oh no, like. Yeah, I need to think of one, but yeah. Have you, Raul?
For sure. Just getting some brain fog. I just had one, and it just left my brain. Do you have one, Ross, or not?
Russ, you're gonna have to go now because we're literally like struggling.
I do. So there's this page where, in the job that I do, people who we interact with post, if you're hot or not, or like basically like you don't get a post if they don't think you're hot. Well, on today's post, yours truly was featured. But they zoomed in on my ass.
Of course,
so it's just a pure ass shot, and it's like, it's my back. This was not the news that I was expecting today. I don't like to be featured in anything like that. Right, I like to be featured I'm at a loss for words. So basically,
I'm giving you this look like you like to be the feature. What are you talking about?
I do, and I'm so this was on. Hold on, because I'm looking at the coworker, and I'm trying to think of when So this was on Monday or Tuesday, and there is just like this zoomed in photo, and it's like this big of my head. So,
but does it look good though?
It does, but like, what a terrible angle. Like, at least be like, hey, yo, can you stick it out for me? Or like, you know, get a little shoulder. Like, what happened? And so I'm trying to find the post to see what the comments are saying. Because it's a screenshot of the post. So, oh no, I've been featured on something that's been my worst nightmare.
Oh no.
So now there's a photo of me of just you can clearly see it's me. Because there's 6 photos, and one specifically of these glutes. But it is a fitness episode, so if you need some glute advice, give your boy a call.
Okay, I just thought of an Oh No moment. Like, it literally just happened this morning. So you guys know that, like, here in Melbourne, this is my, like, back there is literally where the people travel in and out. Like, so people can see into the house. So if they look inside right now, they'll see me. Yeah. So the bedroom's just over there. So this morning I've like woken up to get ready for the gym. I'm like, I sleep naked. So I'm like completely naked, and I'm like drawing the blinds in the bedroom, and someone walks past, and I literally like jumped to the ground. I was like, And then I messaged my boyfriend straight away, and I was like, "Lol, our neighbor just saw me naked."
I've got a good one for you. So this would have been quite a while ago, maybe 10 years ago. I went to Amsterdam, where all good stories happen.
Yeah.
Yes, love Amsterdam.
When there with my ex and my best mate. Now my best mate, he's a goody two shoes kind of guy. You know, doesn't party. Lives at home with his wife and his daughter now, and never goes out. So having him in Amsterdam was really fun because I was like, well, we're in Amsterdam, so we're gonna smoke a bit of weed, which I'm not like no good big expert on. So me and my ex-wife and him, we all go to one of the coffee shops, they call them over there. And first of all, we look like such noobs because we're like, what do we order? We're looking at the menu. We're like, can we get the Jamaican, whatever? So they give it to us. And not being great experts at this, we all take a puff and, we're just kind of like, oh, nothing's really happening. So then we take another puff. My best friend, had to go to Romania the next day. And he's paranoid at the best of times. And he's thinking to himself like, oh, what if they smell it on me on the train? I got to get home. We were staying on the red light district. We were staying at an Airbnb on top of a pub. So he's freaking out. I'm like, okay, that's all right, Paul. We'll take you back home. So we're taking him back home, and he is paranoid. Every time there's a bicycle going behind him, he thinks it's the police. He's having a paranoid breakdown. We're trying to calm him down. And one of the bikes I was driving past must have had like a bit of a louder ring to it. So he thought police. Now, if you've ever been to Amsterdam on the red light district, there's a big river that runs down the middle.
Yes.
When he heard this ring, he thought it was the police. So he decides to jump into the river, right? Which, if you know anything about it, it's fucking rank. So to get him out of there, get him take him back into the room, wash him up, do all that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
During this whole time, I'm thinking to myself, like I must have elite level standards to handling weed because I feel fine, I don't feel that one bit, So me and my partner go like, oh, let's get some food. There's lots of little dessert bars over there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until that moment, right, where I started realizing things weren't quite what I thought they were. Okay? I'm trying to order a pancake or something, right? And I'm trying to get a drink from the fridge. And I'm trying to open the fridge and it's not opening. And I started getting a little bit paranoid myself at this stage. And I'm thinking, how is this not opening, right? Now, I'm also a trainer. I like lifting. I'm like, fuck, am I really that weak? I can't open the door. People start looking at me at this little shop. And that paranoia just starts growing. Then I think to myself, like, no, there's no way this door is getting the better of me. So I pull it as hard as I can. This entire Coke fridge falls over to the side. At the stage when the owner of the shop comes up to me and helps me put the fridge back up, and he then goes to the middle of the door instead of the other side to open it. It was at that moment where I went, oh no, I'm really high. I've been opening this from the wrong side.
I just can't get over that your friend jumped into the river.
He did a lot of things in Amsterdam. It was a good time.
Oh my gosh, I need to introduce you to my friend Garrett because I feel like you guys would be two peas in a pod with. He also does CrossFit, but Garrett has some wild stories that I'm like, how are you alive? Like, Garrett is a straight man from Sweden who emigrated to the United States, and we used to live with each other in college, and we still keep in touch to this day. We have like hour conversations or whatnot, but Garrett definitely has some stories like that. But I'm like, what? How did you get to this point? And he's like, I don't know. And then he'll show me videos, and I'm like, I've seen enough for the day. Raul, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you for being on the podcast with us and joining us for the season premiere of season 4. Woo! Thank you for the advice. We have some people in the comments who wanted to know if you're single, which are you based off the last conversation?
Beautiful fiance. So
yeah, he has a fiance. So stay in, keep it in your pants, you nasties, girls and boys. Do you have any
And
single friends?
she's
Go ahead
beautiful.
and tag
She's
them in the
amazing.
comments. And Raul can tag his single friends in the comments, and y'all can do with that what you will. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next time. Until then, good day, guys.
Good day, guys.
Bye.